Welcome to my channel. I'm Terry Chapman, and today I'm going to share with you how Spirit uses what I call material magic to speak with me. Material magic consists of the most extraordinary, awe-inspiring physical items that Spirit has gifted to me, which seemingly come to me out of the blue, since they were completely unexpected. Yet each one of them is a validation of my thoughts, my intentions, and or my actions at the time they were given to me. I have selected 7 material magic items to feature in this video. Like all the material magic I have received, these 7 items profoundly changed my perspective on what is possible to experience with Spirit. My intention is to share my material magic so that you can also receive material magic in your own life. So I want to begin with my car's license plate. It was in late December of 2029 when I bought a new car online. My car lease was up and I decided to no longer lease but to purchase. But at the time, I was recovering from major surgery, and my fiance Ken was not feeling well from what we thought was a dental issue. My new car was delivered to my house, and on January 13th, 2010, I received my license plate from the Department of Motor Vehicles. I had not ordered a custom plate, yet the 3 letters on the license plate spelled out Ken. Not only was the name Ken on my plate, but the 4 numbers were a perfect match for the month and year Ken graduated from college. I stared at the license plate in disbelief. What were the odds? What had to occur in the universe for this plate to end up in my possession? In that moment, I did not consider the license plate material magic. I felt it was an ominous sign, and indeed it was. My intuition was spot on, for the next day, Ken was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and he died just 9 weeks later. With some of the money I inherited from Ken, I paid the car off, and with time, I began to see the license plate for the material magic that it truly was. I still have the car, and every time I look at the license plate, I think of Ken. I feel his love, and I marvel at Spirit's love in arranging for me to have such a plate. The plate and Ken's passing were the catalyst for me questioning my beliefs about Spirit and the afterlife, and was truly the beginning of my journey photographing the light. My second gift of material magic is a rare bird. This is a photograph of an adult male hepatic tanager, and the word hepatic refers to the liver. This bird was a messenger from Spirit, letting me know the time was near that my father would be leaving his physical body behind. My father had undergone a successful liver transplant in 1992, but with time the anti-rejection medications required after the transplant had created a new set of health challenges for my father. On Wednesday, October 27, 2010, just 7 months after my fiance Ken died, my father began hospice care after making the difficult decision to stop dialysis. My father no longer had the physical strength to walk, and his eyesight was failing. I was working that Wednesday, and my colleague and friend Maria and I were out taking a walk after lunch when we spotted the bright red bird high up in a eucalyptus tree. We were both awestruck by the bird's color, since we don't have red birds residing in Los Angeles, such as red birds like northern cardinals or summer tanagers. I told Maria that she was going to have to go back to work without me because I was going home to fetch my camera. Maria told me she did not think the bird would wait around for me, but I told her I had to try. It took me about 20 minutes to drive home, get my camera, and come back to the eucalyptus tree. And to my delight, the bird was still there when I parked my car. I did the best I could with the camera that I had, and I started clicking away. Knowing I had seen and documented a rare bird for my area, I sent an email to the moderator of LA County Birds, which is an online discussion group for reporting wild birds and discussing bird watching in Los Angeles. I had often used this group as a resource to find out what rare birds had been recently sighted and where I could photograph them. The moderator responded to me that this tanager was so extremely rare in California that I would have to provide details, post a picture, in order to see if it was valid. I sent off a photograph with location details and received this reply. Terry, this is great. I took the liberty of posting the sighting, location, and photo to the group. Since this bird is so rare, I didn't want any more time to lapse with a back and forth. There are many people who will want to know about this spectacular sighting and will look for it as soon as possible. Well, to this day, I have not seen another hepatic tanager. I am eternally grateful to Spirit for sending this rare and beautiful messenger, which gave me comfort and expanded my awareness of how Spirit was utilizing birds to send me messages. My father died just 10 days after this photograph was taken. My third gift of material magic also involves the number 10, but this time I was given a 10 of clubs playing card. Here's the backstory. On June 6th, 2017, I shared with my friend a spiritual hypnosis session I had watched on YouTube, conducted by Alba Weinman. Alba is a certified clinical and transpersonal hypnotherapist. In this particular hypnosis session, Alba was working with a male client who was describing his experience in God's house after he had physically died in a prior incarnation. The client was expressing that as a spirit, he had gone into a classroom to learn about light, that light is energy and can create. And he was also learning about the meaning of numbers. He said that when people see the number 11 or 1111 or 111 on the clock, this means the basis from where everything begins, and God wants people to take notice. The client went on to say that the number 9 is special because it is associated with Jesus, and you have to know 9 to get to 11. Then the client said that there is a chasm between 9 and 11, which is the number 10. Inside the chasm are two nets, a big net and a little net. And if you believe in Jesus, you go into one net, and if you don't believe, you go into another net. After my friend had watched the hypnosis session, she expressed to me that she was troubled by the number 10 representing this chasm, and she attached a negative connotation to it. She felt it was like people slipped into a black void and were recycled if they did not believe in Jesus. For me, I felt the chasm was a symbol of the transitional space or void, as one prepares to see 11. Depending on one's personal reality and one's beliefs, there is a choice to go one way or the other. Neither direction, or net as the client referred to it, is right or wrong, or good or bad, for if God is all things, then the chasm is not separate from God. It is only one's belief that causes the illusion of separation. The next day, I arrived home from work. I pulled into my driveway, and when I got out of my car, I noticed a single playing card lying face down. The back of the card was red and featured 6 angels and 4 hearts. When I picked the card up and turned it over, it was the 10 of clubs. I instantly got full-body chills. Spirit not only confirmed to me that they were aware of my conversation with my friend, but confirmed that the chasm of number 10 is not separate from the divine. But the story does not end there. Fast forward 5 years to September 13th, 2022. During that day, I had been gardening in my front yard, and my neighbor and her young daughter dropped by, and we struck up a conversation about magic, since the young girl was playing with the fairy wand she had brought with her. I shared the story of how Spirit gifted me with the number 10 playing card. And that evening, unexpectedly, when I went into my backyard, I videotaped the light of Jesus, number 9, and 2 archangels representing God as the number 11 on both sides of my pecan tree. The trunk of the pecan tree represented the chasm of number 10 between 9 and 11. Now, look at the fairy door at the base of my pecan tree. Doesn't it resemble a club like on the playing card? So think about this. On June 7th, 2017, Spirit could have left me a 10 of diamonds, a 10 of hearts, or a 10 of spades playing card. Instead, I was gifted with the 10 of clubs, which aligned with the symbol on my fairy door, where the story of numbers 9, 10, and 11 played out once again. My 4th gift of material magic is a rubber black rhino toy. On Christmas evening 2018, after celebrating the holiday with my family, I was at home and channel surfing when I came upon an Animal Planet TV show highlighting an Indian rhino at the Bronx Zoo. The rhino was running around its exhibit and enjoying some enrichment toys the animal keeper had placed in the exhibit. Watching the show brought back so many memories of my years with the LA Zoo, studying and working with the black rhinos at the zoo, and meeting Michael D. Michael had attended a research lecture I gave on black rhinos living in captivity, and we had an instant connection. Michael was the curator of mammals of the zoo and a leading expert on the 5 species of rhinos in the world. His favorite rhino was the Indian rhino. Mine was the black rhino. Michael and I fell in love, and we bought a home together. During our 11-year relationship, we traveled extensively and conducted wildlife tours in Nepal, Singapore, Africa, Thailand, and Australia. My favorite trip was to East Africa, where I photographed my first wild black rhino in Savo West, and where I celebrated my birthday on the equator at the William Holden Safari Club. It was the best vacation of my life. Even though our relationship ended after 11 years, I have many fond, happy, loving memories of my time together with Michael. In September 2017, Michael died after a lengthy fight with cancer. So watching the TV show of the Indian rhino at the Bronx Zoo brought back many of those memories with Michael. The next day, December 26th, I went to the LA Arboretum and Botanical Garden to go birding. I was walking towards the Water Conservation Garden when I decided to change course, guided by spirit, and I went towards the lake. And as I was walking, I saw a little blue object sticking out of the grass. I bent down and picked up the small blue rubber black rhino. The material magic of the moment instantly hit me. Michael knew I had gone down memory lane watching that TV show, and he gifted me with my favorite rhino. Let's be honest, what are the odds of finding a blue rubber rhino toy while out birding? Now that's magic. My fifth gift of material magic is another playing card. This time I received the 3 of diamonds, which was gifted to me because of a little camphor tree growing in my community, which I have named Charlie. Charlie was planted by city workers on city property, but the city was not watering Charlie. Since young trees require a lot of water to get their roots established in the ground and to thrive, since Charlie was not being cared for, I decided that he needed help. I took it upon myself to water Charlie with 1 gallon of water every day. Sometimes I would water Charlie in the morning and sometimes in the evening, but always 1 gallon of water. And when I watered Charlie, I would speak to Jesus and ask him to please turn the 1 gallon of water into 3 gallons of water so that Charlie could have 3 times the benefits and 3 times the nourishment, so that he could grow 3 times in size. This was my request to Jesus and has been for the past 5 years that I have been watering Charlie. It was after I watered Charlie on September 10th, 2021, when I walked back to my car and found a single playing card lying face down on the ground by the driver's side. Unlike the 10 of clubs playing card that I had received, the back of this card was plain and well worn. When I picked it up and turned it over, I was in total awe that Jesus gave me the 3 of diamonds. The playing card was not there when I had gotten out of my car, but it was waiting for me upon my return. I walked up and down the street looking for other playing cards, but to no avail. Not only was Jesus confirming he heard my request to give Charlie 3 times the benefits and 3 times the nourishment, but I believe the diamond card was given specifically as a symbol of love, commitment, and relationship. My 6th gift of material magic is a white dove. 3 weeks after my mother Judith unexpectedly died, I hosted an open house at her home to celebrate her life. It was December 10th, 2023. During the party, this white dove appeared in the front of my mother's home. When the guests were told I had not arranged for the dove to be released in honor of my mother, everyone got out their cell phone to take pictures, and they were truly wowed that such a perfect sign of peace, hope, and comfort could appear at just the perfect moment. A week later, Archangel Uriel appeared to me in my backyard, and she appeared in all white. Uriel's message to me at that time was that the angels, like the white dove, also deliver messages of peace, hope, and comfort to us. And this brings me to my 7th and final gift of material magic, given to me on Christmas Day 2024 from Archangel Raphael. I will conclude this video with a photograph of Raphael's material gift. But while I share the backstory of how Raphael's material gift came to me, I'm going to show you photographs of Raphael's light that I have taken over the years so that you can tune into Raphael's beautiful energy. So on Christmas Day, I found myself spending the holiday alone. It was quite unexpected. My cat Tom had become ill, and my veterinarian had scheduled surgery for him on Christmas Eve morning. Tom was sent home that night and spent Christmas Day recovering. I had been invited to my girlfriend's home for dinner, but her son became ill and ended up in intensive care with viral meningitis. It was very touch and go for my friend's son, but he pulled through and is still on a journey of healing. Now, being alone on Christmas was a new experience for me. I decided to start my day with taking a walk, and I queued up on my phone a Christmas video that Kelly Kolodny, also known as the Angel Lady, had uploaded on YouTube. For those of you who do not know Kelly, she has been channeling Archangel Raphael for more than 30 years. When I read the description of Kelly's video, I was grateful and eager to hear the channeling. In this heartfelt message, Archangel Raphael shares words of profound comfort for everyone, and especially if you are feeling lonely this holiday season. Experience the healing embrace of divine love as Raphael's gentle wisdom reminds you that you are never truly alone. This sacred channeling carries transformative frequencies of peace, protection, and unconditional love, exactly what your soul needs during this magical time of year. This is more than just a message. It's a divine invitation to remember your eternal connection to Source. Kelly's channeling was 20 minutes long, but there were 4 minutes of the channeling that Archangel Raphael had me focus on before he gave me my material gift. Here is what Archangel Raphael said through Kelly that he wanted me to pay attention to. There was this design, you see, that you made this plan to come to Earth. You raised your hand so high. You volunteered. You said, I'll go, I'll go. Knowing you have perhaps been here many times before, but there is a forgetting that washes over you in the love that you feel and the energy and the space beyond time. And you knew this, but you wanted to feel the sensations of Earth, the elements and the water and the air and the fire and the senses of smell and taste. The feeling of being held by a loved one, and yes, also the pain, the heartbreak, the grief, the sorrow, the falling to your knees in agony, and the begging for forgiveness. You designed a map, a plan with us, with me, a plan to come to Earth, a map that says, this is who I am and why I am coming and what I am to do. And in that plan, there were moments in which you decided for yourself, we know it is hard to believe, to experience things in the human experience, energies, situations, frequencies, people, connections, contacts, even moments where you were to lose another or to be the victim of assault or abuse. It is not easy where you are. Now, as you dropped into your mother, as you passed through the womb into infancy, as you were held and moved through the human experience, and the veil became oh so very thick in the deep forgetting of who it is that you are and the plan in which you designed. Now do not forget you always have free will, and the plan can be shifted, can be changed, can be molded, for you are the master of your experience. And yet the underpinning, the design itself, in relationship to the inner planets, to the stars, to all things, aligned in a particular way for you, designed by you. And yet when you drop into the moments of deep despair and the loneliness of losing someone, or the agony of physical pain in the body, or a sense of hopelessness, there is this forgetting. But I want to remind you that those moments are just moments, and that they too shall pass. That in your map, your design was also playfulness and joy and abundance and beauty and vitality and health, for it is a weaving of all of this and more. And today you might find yourself feeling alone or isolated, but I am here to remind you that you are never, ever alone, for I am here with you. And as Kelly spoke those words, an airplane flew overhead, and this was my material magic from Archangel Raphael. As always, thank you for being with me on this journey. If learning about my material magic was helpful to you, please let me know by commenting below, and if you would like me to share more material magic with you. Until next time, be well and know that you are never, ever alone. Spirit is always with you.